What's up, everybody? Welcome to the first episode of our newest show, The Fifth Quarter. I'm Nick Armitage. This is my best buddy, Brendan Reesing.
How's it going, guys?
The game one of the NBA Finals just ended about an hour ago. I'm pissed off. I know he is. We were in the hot tub. It wasn't enough for us to decompress, so we're in here about to rant for you guys. And let's just get it started.
I can't. First off, let's do it. Pay the respects, pay the dues, pay whatever you want.
Right.
Give him some money.
You're right.
Because his contract's not enough. LeBron James, 51-8-8 stat line tonight against the
48.
Juggernaut, the Golden State Warriors.
The greatest team of all time, by far and away, I think.
Forget about that. We'll talk about it in the later.
It's undebatable, in my opinion.
51-8-8. Now, you tell me another player in the world that could ever do that.
Absolutely no one. And if you guys think that Michael Jordan, who we have as the second greatest player ever, by the way, that's fine. LeBron James is the greatest player of all time, and it's not close. But MJ can be second. But if you think MJ could do that to this Warriors team, you need to actually, watch some sports. Because if you think Michael Jordan could have done what LeBron James did tonight against this Golden State Warriors team, the greatest team of all time, then, man, I don't even know what to say to you.
You gotta figure that out.
You gotta figure that out. You gotta figure your life out, sort it out. Anyways, let's talk about J.R. Smith, whatever that was, at the end of the game. Completely blew it for the Cavs, and honestly, this ring, if the Cavs would go on to win it, would cement LeBron fully as his fourth ring as the greatest player of all time. J.R. Smith blew it. What are your thoughts about whatever that was at the end of the game?
I have no words.
Yeah.
First of all, J.R. Smith. So, professional athletes. He's a professional athlete. His contract, he's making $13.7, almost $8 million a year. So let's round it up. He's almost making $14 million a year.
A year.
Millions. This year, he's making $14.7.
Millions.
Guess what next year he's making? Oh, it's not going down. He's making $15 million next year. 14.7 to be exact.
And for you to be that unaware of the situation, you're a professional athlete, and he had no clue what was going on.
I don't... According to Brian Windhorst on Twitter, I read he knew he was just trying to run out because what the defense usually does is try and foul him, so he was running away. I can't believe that because LeBron's screaming at him to pass the ball, and he's like, what? So it just made no sense. It's all lies.
He was covering for himself.
I get it. Ty Lue trying to tell him, don't take the blame for yourself.
Yeah.
It just makes it look bad. Whatever. Smart move on Ty Lue, but... just put it back up. I get Kevin Durant was there. Put it up or just...
JR has to know better, and he has to understand the scenario of the game. You can't be a professional athlete in the biggest game of your career and not know that the game is tied. He didn't know what was going on, and it's just unacceptable. I think he should be benched for game 2. I don't know what your thoughts are about that.
You can't because he's one of those players where if he's on, everyone's on.
You're right.
It's I get it. LeBron James, if he's on... Well, we saw it tonight. Nobody else was. I mean, I'll give you credit.
Okay,
some guys played well. Kevin Love played great, in my opinion. He played great. He hit clutch shots. We need to hit him, and he got down low, and he made his, signature post move one-handed. He put it in the basket.
Yeah. I mean, again, though, imagine you're a professional in your regular career. You're going to get fired if you do something like that, honestly. So I think that JR should be reprimanded for that because he clearly did not know what was going on.
Get fined, get something.
Something. He deserves something for that because he just totally screwed LeBron's legacy if the Cavs don't recover from this and go on to win the series. I want to talk
about this. That TT thing at the end, the whole... So LeBron starts with a block, per usual, on Steph Curry. So it gets a little chippy, word to word, and then, of course, Sean Livingston... freaking 10th man off the bench, who, by the way, would be an all-star on any other team, in my opinion. Say what you want. I think he's, or in consideration. I mean, the dude doesn't miss a shot in the finals. I mean, it's that 8-foot jumper, the one-handed thing.
He makes the 8-footer every time. I've never seen him miss.
He's like 6'7", and he just comes in, whatever, drops his 8 points and goes back out.
The Warriors bench is incredible, honestly. But anyway.
But you want to... What's... LeBron James... Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, you name any of the greats, the great greats, the solidified, the proven, the ones that you just name that are just the greatest, they don't take a shot up by 10 with 4 seconds to go. You name me one of them. That's not sportsmanlike.
Yeah, and neither do they. Nor do they shimmy after making a 3 like Steph Curry does. Who does that? Like, great, we get you're good.
Or smile, or laugh.
Why do they do that? They just make their 3s.
Or
and
if you want to be Draymond Green, just cuss at everyone. So I mean,
exactly.
So what did you think? Well, I think we can agree that was unsportsmanlike to take a last shot with 4 seconds left. But then TT, who gets ejected with 2.6 or whatever was left, gets ejected because he thought it was unsportsmanlike of Livingston to take that shot, so he decided to go and contest it. What's the technical foul there?
I don't understand.
What's the technical foul there?
It was a weird situation. Obviously, tempers were flaring. The Cavs were pissed. Probably a JR for whatever that screw up was. The guy's an idiot, let's be honest. He's on that Henny. He's on it. Stay off the weed. Shout out Stephen A. Smith. You gotta stay off the weed. So, yeah. I don't know. It was a weird scenario. I hope the Cavs come back next game with some fire.
I don't think you can expect anything less than that. TT is pissed. I wouldn't want to go against him. And
they better be pissed at themselves, especially at JR. But they should just take it out on the Warriors in the next game. Hopefully JR can respond. But there were also other points in that game. You can't solely put the blame on JR, although that was one of the most boneheaded plays I've seen in sports history. And then the guy almost ran the wrong way. It was that bad. I mean, he was terrible. But there were other plays that you can point to in the game, like George Hill missing the free throw. I mean, he's an NBA athlete. You always say it.
Here's what I want to talk about, though. Yeah, you're right. We get it, JR. But Ty Lue, call a timeout. Mm-hmm. JR, call a timeout. George Hill, make the free throw.
Exactly. I mean, you're an NBA athlete.
Free throw.
That's why it's called it. A free throw.
You have no one contesting you. You get as much time as you want.
You're like 10, 12 feet away. Just make the shot. But of course he didn't, and so then the blame gets put on J.R. Smith, which is understandable. I blame J.R. Smith, but there are other aspects. Ty Lue should have been calling a timeout. It was clear the Cavs had no idea what to do if they got an offensive rebound, and a good team in that scenario knows what to do. The Warriors would have got it and called a timeout because they're a good organization and a good team. Let's face it, dude. This Cavs team is not very good, and it just shows how amazing LeBron James is for getting to this point. I mean, he's taking Jordan Clarkson and Larry Nance to the finals. How incredible is that for him to do that? So it's clear this.
You think Larry Nance or Jordan Clarkson, if they weren't traded, would see a finals for
never.
I don't know 7 unless LeBron went
probably
to LA?
Never. Yeah, probably never.
51-8-8. So let me tell you something. So Harden will probably win the MVP because it's his time. But the most Harden scored, and so I'll give you this. He got 41. He got 41 with Chris Paul, with PJ Tucker, who I would take over. Who?
Anyone on the Cavs.
Trevor Ariza, I'll take anyone.
They at least hit open threes, unlike the Cavs, who were like 0 for 8 to start the game on open threes, by the way. They brick everything.
But you got a 20 game, a 27. That's not MVP numbers. Say what you want. An MVP averages almost 30 points. He had no. So, just going to sprinkle out a little bit. LeBron is the MVP. He just is.
And he's always, over the course of his career, we've come to expect this from LeBron, so he gets robbed of the MVPs. Because
the NBA, it's a time award. They're not even
honestly, the NBA, the MVP award is like who was second best in the year because LeBron James is always the best every single year. So they just give it to the player because they don't want to give it to LeBron every year. Pretty much is how it goes. We can jump into some more of the stats in this game. Was there any other point in the game that you thought swung the tide or did anything to change the outcome of the game?
Like you said, the buzzer, JR, don't hop in front of that. Don't try to steal it. The halftime buzzer. Of course Steph's going to make that. He's practicing that.
You got to
on Twitter. He's just going like this the whole before the game.
You got to know to stay in front of him there. But again, that's J.R. Smith. The Cavs are boneheaded. They make boneheaded plays
but
all
at the same time, you can't judge a game by a first half point.
Right, exactly.
You just can't.
It all did come down to the final 2 minutes. We do need to talk about another thing that we're forgetting to talk about, which was a big part of the game, which was the referees who gave the Warriors a lot of calls in this game.
And I'm not one, I kind of am one to talk crap about the refs, but are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I'm seeing verified accounts on Twitter going, what is going on? This is ridiculous. It's hard for me to believe that Adam Silver actually wants the Warriors to win this series.
It seems like it, though, for some reason.
So what good is it doing that the Warriors are winning this series? What good does it do for the NBA?
Nothing. There's no parity in this league. But for some reason, the refs keep making these crazy calls.
Why wouldn't you want Cleveland to win Game 1? Because first of all, overturn a charge with 36 seconds with the two greatest players
Has that ever happened before?
Durant could go down as the second greatest player of all time. We don't know. That could be the 2 greatest players of all time at the end of the day against each other, and you're calling reversing a charge? Really? Really?
The review should
Are you kidding
The review should be whether or not he was in the restricted area, which clearly LeBron wasn't. And they shouldn't be overturning a call at that stage of the game. No other sport does it like that. For some reason, that's allowed in the NBA. But again, that puts more emphasis on the refs. So the NBA really needs to change that rule. But have you ever seen a change like that dramatic in a game of this magnitude? I've never seen that. But of course, the Warriors get it because, let's face it, they lucked into the greatest team of all time. You think they actually thought Stephen Curry was going to be this great? You think they thought Klay Thompson out of Washington State was going to be the second greatest shooter of all time? Draymond Green? They never thought these players would be this good, and yet they are. They've lucked into this team. Then they signed Kevin Durant after they complained and cried after LeBron came back from a 3-1 lead, who was the first player to ever lead his team back from that. So they're a lucky franchise all in all. A great franchise, and they have great players. But they are a lucky team, and they get a lot of lucky calls, just like they did in this game.
Oh, you said it. You said it perfectly. I'm not going to disagree with you.
Yeah.
But I do. I mean, I just can't get over how unlucky LeBron gets.
He does get very unlucky with injuries.
I mean, 2015. It's luck for them. No luck for LeBron. I mean, it's just he could be going on his 5th ring right now. I mean, it's not even.
Easily.
I mean, he would have won, I think, in 2015 in 6, probably, if he had Kyrie and Kevin Love.
Yeah.
2016, he won.
Came back from 3-1.
Greatest performance of all time. It's undisputed. It's not even close. You can say what you want until he wins this year, because I'm going to keep believing. 2017, 2017 was 2017. Kevin Durant wanted that ring, whatever. Doesn't know that they're tied. I mean...
Yeah, that's just craziness. Anyways, what do you think about the rest of the series? What are you thinking about for Game 2?
So here's what I'm thinking. It almost would have been better if they lost by 40 tonight instead of it end like that.
Yeah.
And just get blown out.
You wonder...
Because you only know it could get better from there. It could only get...
You wonder if...
You almost only get worse for the Cavs, but I'm not going to say that because I believe too much.
Let me say this, though. You always look back on a series that LeBron lost in the finals, and you think about the one moment that defined that series. 2015, it was Kyrie's injury. Let's fast forward to this series. You hope it's not this moment by J.R. Smith. You hope that they can, even if they don't win Game 2, which I don't expect them to win Game 2, you got to hope they win Game 3 and 4 and make it a 3-game series. And I think they will. Given what we saw tonight, I think they have what it takes at home.
And as well as they did play tonight, okay, yeah, so I have them, and I hope everyone does, Game 3 and 4. I mean, if they're playing that well against, they're playing well against everybody at home, but if they're playing that well away, compared to the Boston series, they played like crap against Boston, who they could have beaten 6, maybe 5 if they played well on the road.
Yeah.
They're playing well. They lost, I'm not going to say 10 because, they knew they were losing in the overtime. They really lost that game by like 1 freaking point. Honestly, I mean, it was a 1-point game.
Yeah. So.
But no, let me tell you something. Tristan Thompson, 2 points. George Hill, 7. Kevin Love, 21, but that could be 25. J.R. Smith with 10. So and then Kyle Korver had 3 points.
It's not good enough.
Kyle Korver and George Hill and J.R. are the core. I mean, if they all average 10, oh my God, they win every single game. Because LeBron's going to get year 40. I can't believe we're... Now, what player, going back on the GOAT thing quickly, what player do you just say that he's going to get his 40?
Exactly.
Who's going to get his 40 against this team?
There's no one else. But LeBron can do it with ease because he's far and away the greatest.
But, I mean, how I think this series is going to play out.
Yeah, what's your prediction for this series overall?
I got it. Okay, so Game 1, we're out of the way. Game 2, I might give it to Golden State. We'll talk about it tomorrow on the show. But I think I got it. I'm going to believe in the Cavs. But if it goes down 2-0, I'm taking Cleveland no matter what. Both games at home. If they win on Sunday, Warriors need to be worried because Cleveland will take games 3 and 4. They will take games 3 and 4.
You hear that, bandwagon Golden State fans? You should be worried if he wins Game 2. You should be really worried because he's not. If he wins Game 2, he's not losing Game 3 and 4. Let's just be honest. But give me your full.
Bandwagon Golden State fan. What's a true fan? You name me a true Golden State fan.
There's never been a true.
It's not relevant, by the way. Name me
the
roster in 2012. You can't. Name me the roster in 2011.
Why would you cheer for that franchise? What's wrong with your life? And not that you have to root for these 4 Hall of Famers. the greatest shooter of all time made it, and then the second greatest shooter of all time, and then the third greatest shooter of all time. Like, what's the... Oh, how fun. It's not fun. You're ridiculous if you like the Golden State Warriors. If you like Golden State Warriors, don't watch the show. Because we're going to be liking this guy a lot, and not Stephanie Curry, and not Kevin Durant. I'm not even going to say his name. We don't even say that name in this house. Anyways. Golden State Warriors.
We don't say
that. Anyways.
We don't say it.
Give me your full-on prediction. Just Cavs. We know it's going to be the Cavs. How many games do you think it's going to take for LeBron to win this thing?
I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to say Cavs. Obviously, in 6 games.
Yeah.
I'm taking Cleveland in 6. They're gonna if they win both games at home, they will win Game 5. They will win Game 5. I'm telling you, they will have so much momentum. Tied. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that Game 5's gonna be more. It's just gonna be a Game 7. It's just an earlier Game 7. I'm telling you.
My brain tells me to take Golden State in 6, but my heart says Cavs in 7. Repeat of the 3-1. I think he takes... I think they lose Game 2, and then I think he wins 1 out of the next 2 in Cleveland, and then I think he somehow comes back and he does it again. I really do. But that's my prediction. We're both pulling for the Cavs. We'll see how it goes. It was a shocker tonight to see how that ended. We both were nearly in tears thinking that they were going to actually win Game 1 for a change.
I was almost crying.
It was beautiful. Tell me that wasn't the greatest individual performance you've seen in the finals. It was just purely unbelievable. The dunks, the threes, the layups, all the fouls.
I mean, LeBron's flying. 51?
How old is he now?
33.
33? In year 15? What was your coach doing in year 15? He was at Atlantic City! He's a degenerate gambler. He was gambling away his money!
Hashtag degenerate gambler.
And what was LeBron doing? Just dropping 51 against your favorite team, the greatest team of all time, the Golden State Warriors.
You got anything else for tonight?
He's the GOAT. I don't. One thing I do have to say is...
Last thing. Take it.
Caps in 6? I'm not a Golden Knights guy. I gotta give a shout out to the Stanley Cup. It's the only time I ever watched hockey.
I got Vegas.
Because it's irrelevant.
I got Vegas in 5. It's unreal what they're doing. By the way, Game 3, by the way. Sorry, my bad. Game 3, Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We got Cavs Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And for you lovers of baseball, we got the Yankees and the Orioles tomorrow, 4:05 p.m. I don't really care. But
we don't care about that.
We got my Indians. We got my Indians. Let's go. They're coming up big.
It's all about the Dodgers, baby. Anyways.
We'll see you guys tomorrow. You got anything else?
No, that's it.
Cavs
Peace.
in 6, baby.
Cavs in 7, baby.
See you tomorrow.